podcast will last 10 episodes.
The 6 or 7.
How many were
yeah.
now? 7?
Nah, man, I'm down to do this for ages.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. This is the Collective Podcast. I'm Machine, the host and co-host of this show, as well as my friend Rohan, who's also the host / co-host of this show as well. Say hi, Rohan.
Hello. That was the least enthusiastic opening I have ever heard in my life.
I'm sure.
Good job.
There's probably way more unenthusiastic things I've ever said or even opening.
Oh dear. Anyway,
we actually have a couple topics lined up because we came somewhat prepared, and by that
we discussed it for the past 5 minutes and said, "Yep, sounds about good. Let's do this."
Yeah, as in every podcast. So
literally, yeah. And then we just go off again, like I said last week. We just go off on a tangent about some shit,
Star Wars,
and then that'll be the podcast for an hour. So. We usually get the least interesting shit out of the way first. So the first 20 minutes or so we'll be discussing what we find the least interesting. And then the next 40 minutes to an hour after that will be what we find more interesting. Because we talk about it for 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, which is most of the time Star Wars, somehow.
Well, it's happened a couple times. I don't know why, but I feel like we repeat ourselves a lot.
Yeah, but Star Wars is just cool, though.
Star Wars is just... It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's move away from Star Wars.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later. So, which bit do you want to talk about? What you want?
Well, I suppose, since the most recent interesting thing that's happened that I can interact with is that the video game developer and producer company CD Projekt Red, known for making the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077.
Two great games.
They have been hacked with some ransomware. So someone hacked them, demanding them do something. They haven't revealed, I don't think. And they posted on Twitter that they would not give in to the demands. So that could potentially be good. I don't know. We might be seeing some interesting stuff coming out very soon for the person who did hack them, because they're not giving in to the ransom, so there might be some information released. They also said, from as far as they know, no user data has been accessed, so all the people who play their games and sign up to their website and whatever, none of their information has been accessed, which is good. But, I mean, it's not generally a good thing to be hacked and then ransomed for the information, which is a bit of a shitty thing to do. I understand people were upset with the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, but they didn't need to fucking hack the company.
To be fair, I don't quite understand. You see these big companies, right? Mainly, I'm gonna mainly use Bethesda as my primary source here. Why is it when companies like that, they release a massive fucking game, get really bad, lashback, well, as, most bad games do by big companies, and then somehow have a massive fucking security issue?
It's just because, people are upset. You can imagine the people who play video games are quite, tech. They're quite into their tech, quite, on the majority. I'm not saying everyone who plays video games is, into tech and shit, but on the majority they will be.
I don't think that grandma down the street who's playing fucking Skyrim.
She's a legend, by the way. Shirley Curry. She's a legend.
Yeah, she's fucking insane.
But, continuing, I mean, some of these people that just get really butthurt over, they've been anticipating this game for a little bit. And they're like, ooh, I'm gonna get it, all that same shit. And then it doesn't quite meet their expectations, or its sales a bit short, and they just go, "That's it, I'm hacking them." It's just, people just get a bit too anal over it. I mean, like I've said before in multiple podcasts, the video game community is the worst community to be a part of because of this. Because they're so anal about how they want things to be. It's so just that everyone
just toxic.
like you have it's like it's like okay, some people will be like okay, I just won't play the game till it's fixed, or I'll not do anything about it. But then you have people on the more extreme side who are like, I'm going to hack the company and look at all the information.
Yes.
Like, chill the fuck out, dude. It's a video game. Like
Fair,
it happens with the
fandoms.
it happens with the Microsoft and Sony servers and Steam servers. Like every Christmas, they get hacked. Like their online services go down because they've been hacked, and people just like I don't know. I guess people just don't like other people having joy in their life. That's the issue. But I mean, again, yeah. I mean, you say it happens with the film fandoms as well. I'm not denying that at all. Some of those people can be the worst people in humanity as well. And especially,
I was talking to a worst of humanity today. So.
Especially, moving on to one of the topics you want to talk about, gatekeeping.
Oh god, fucking gatekeeping is like, it's one of my hatreds. Like, I know I should just, when someone starts gatekeeping, I know I should just leave it. And just let them sit in this little cesspool of piss that they created for themselves.
Just self-hatred and loathing and just this.
Yeah, but then there's a tiny bit of me which then explodes and it's just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna argue with this absolute dick. I was arguing with this guy who was like, oh, you're not a true Star Wars fan, and started going about the paragons of fucking good and evil. It's like, okay.
Well, I mean, it happens in every, like, the Marvel fans as well. Fuck me. They're just you can't watch WandaVision. You haven't watched the previous 14 Marvel films. How the hell can you watch WandaVision? Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
WandaVision. Okay, I am fucking enjoying that show.
I mean, I haven't watched the most recent 2 episodes, so don't spoil it.
Okay, well, all I'm gonna say is it's fucking amazing.
Like, I mean, it's been
like
pretty
a 20-minute
enjoyable.
episode, a 20-minute episode, then you have like a whole like 40-minute episode like after that. So like, you got a good 2 episodes to go, and they're really fucking good. I'll say that. Yeah, but with gatekeeping, what I've always found is, it's like they always pick it like the tiny things. It's like it's probably most seen in bigger communities, like Star Wars, for example. I know we always talk about Star Wars
or Marvel films.
So this guy, like, for example, this guy I was talking about, he was like, oh yeah, but you have to understand like how it's like it's anti-capitalism, and now how Disney's like just mass marketing and all that shit. It's like you do realize that it was all mass marketed and like
in the first place.
Before. Yeah, and like what was it? Fucking 1970 something.
Do you know how many fucking toys were released for the first Star Wars film? Even for the second and the original. Like, these people just like... This is why I hate left-wing people as well. Not to bring it back to politics. They're just so anti-capitalist when everything is run by capitalists and everything good in their life is capitalist. Like, chill the fuck out. Anyway, let's not talk about politics, because we've talked a lot about politics on this podcast, and we don't need to really delve more into that. There's maybe one thing about Trump's trial and how he's being a bit angry about it because his lawyers are shit, but that's about the depth of the conversation on that topic.
Why do all of his lawyers though look like they've just had the fucking life sucked out of them?
Because they work for Trump.
Yeah, okay, I guess there's that.
And they've worked for previously reprehensible people.
Yeah.
So anyway,
gatekeeping bad and Rey is a Skywalker.
Jesus Christ.
That's always a one way to piss off people in Star Wars.
That's
Rey
always real fun.
Yeah.
It's always really fun. I mean, there's a subreddit with like a huge amount of people who are very angry. It's just what I don't understand, right? There's all these subreddits built up against hate of like of certain things. Like you've got a subreddit that's essentially built up against hate of Game of Thrones, like the season 6, 7, and 8 of Game of Thrones. You've got subreddits built out against the hate of the sequels of the Star Wars, and like Jesus Christ, those things have been out for years now. Do you not have anything better to do in your life but hate?
In the very beginning,
I'll admit, I did not enjoy season 6, 7, or 8 of Game of Thrones. They weren't good. They were rushed. Whatever. I've forgotten about it because I've got more to do with my life than fucking hate something that came out 2 years ago. Like, what the fuck? And then the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't fucking care for hating a lot anyway. But the Star Wars trilogy,
Like-
yeah, it wasn't the sequel trilogy for Star Wars wasn't great, but it's an enjoyable watch for films. If you've never seen Star Wars before, if you're not particularly like knowledgeable about Star Wars, they're fun like action films to watch.
Considering I have like a somewhat media background, like I'm studying creative media and all that shit, so I have like a far more better understanding than most people when it comes to the ins and outs of it. I'm not like a fucking genius when it comes to it, but I can definitely say with confidence, I like, okay, you know, I can understand what they're doing with it. But the new trilogy, not great story, not great writing. In terms of cinematic and VFX,
Oh yeah,
it
it's
is
next
the
level.
best we've had.
It's next level. It's insane.
It's the best we've ever had. There's only one big issue as far as cinematics I had, and it was when Kylo and Luke's force projection were fighting, and there was a slow-mo shot. That was it. There was a single slow-mo shot, and it really annoyed me because like there's never been a slow-mo shot in Star Wars to my knowledge that I can think of, and it really fucking bugged me.
Oh dear. That's such a gatekeeping thing to be mad about.
Like I'm not mad about it. It just bugged me because it's just not something you see in Star Wars. At all. It's like, you know, I can get past it. It's like it's not that big of a deal, but it's just like slow mo just doesn't seem like the sort of thing you see in Star Wars. I don't know why.
No, it doesn't. But anyway, enough about Star Wars.
Yeah, we went from politics to Star Wars. So what's next?
I don't know. Well, I mean, what have you been up to? What have your recent things been up to? How is your university application or whatever going? How is your streaming going and all that?
That shit's doing pretty well. I'm actually currently just rebranding all of my shit because I'm not a big fan of it, which I've shown you some of it, and you know I still have some shit to work on it. So
tune in within the next week to maybe see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get it done this week, since next Thursday I'm moving house. So
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't think I was moving this early, but you know,
it's a fun time to move, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
during lockdown and everything. Really fun time.
The worst bit is now this is like first world problems, but I'm not gonna have Wi-Fi for a week probably.
Oh, well then, if you don't see a podcast for a week or two, you'll know why. Or a stream from Motion. That'll be the reason.
Yeah, no, I need to like up my stream so I have content to put out for like throughout those couple days that I'm not going to be actually doing anything, which is gonna suck a little bit because I don't like going days without making stuff. Like having to make stuff on the day and release it on that day bugs me enough.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's a necessary evil, isn't it?
Yeah, I have fun doing it, and being able to look back at all the stuff I've made is like, you know, some bits of it's shit, some of it's good. You know, I can just look back like, holy shit, I've made a lot of stuff. That's always fun. Yeah. Something I do want to talk about are everyone's favorite type of YouTuber. Now, this particular type of YouTuber is known to be, well, what I would consider fucking morons. Prank channels.
Oh, fucking prank channels.
Yes,
oh my god.
The amount of Joey's Salad videos I used to watch in my youth were so few because I hated them so much. They are actually the epitome of dog shit. I'm pretty sure everyone who watches them has, you know, IQ in like the fucking minus levels, who like actually enjoy them.
I don't get prank channels, if I'm going to be honest.
I
know you'll probably have a story to bring up about it, but I've also got a news story about it as well. They might be the same, they might be different, I don't remember. All I know is I think both of them end with someone being shot.
Okay, Han, you want to do a countdown and then... actually, you said it was shot.
You say yours first and I'll see if mine's the same.
Okay. someone getting shot because they ran up on someone with machetes.
That's the exact one I was thinking of.
Yep. Yeah.
In a fucking parking lot of a mall or whatever. Of
Yeah.
a shop, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there's this prank channel. I don't actually know the name because I just didn't give that much of a shit to actually want to know
And
the channel because
it's also probably good not to advertise them as well.
yeah, I'd rather not even bother. But basically, the guy who ran the channel, his name was Timothy Wilkes, since that's the name
Something
that was
like
all
that.
over these. Yeah, and you had this other guy called something Starms, and essentially what happened was he was like they were just in a parking lot, and this guy was coming out from the shop, going to his car, and Timothy, being the bright spark that he is, ran up on this guy with, I think it was either fake machetes and knives or it was real ones.
Either way,
And
don't do that.
yeah, either way, a really stupid decision, especially in America.
Especially in America,
And,
yeah.
and he got fucking shot and died, which, as mean as it sounds or as bad as it sounds, I have zero empathy towards him.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't.
That
because
shit.
It's a stupid fucking decision.
I mean, I have a huge issue with this because this sort of thing, like prank channels and stuff, it sort of like highlights the amount of effort people go through just to become viral or famous.
It
like,
does.
The
it is
stupid
a very similar
stuff, the absolute ridiculous stuff that people do just to try and become, oh, look how many views I got on this video, or look at me, I made a ton of money off this video, now people are sponsoring me. Oh, I'm rich now. Oh, it baffles my mind how some people can be so unbelievably stupid to think that putting people into a position where they think their lives are in danger for a prank is funny. Like this dude, the dude who shot him, I have incredible amounts of sympathy for, because he thought he was being charged at by a crazy dude with a machete. So he was like, shit, I need to defend myself. So he shot him. Turns out it was a prank. Like, the machete may or not have been real in the first place. And he's just killed someone because of the stupid act that guy did. Like, it's the enormous amount of sympathy. Because this dude's now got that on his conscience. Like, why?
That he killed someone.
Why would
he's
you
the only person I feel sorry for.
Why?
Like, even as much as I hate guns, it's like, you're in America, they have guns. Expect people to have guns. Expect to probably get hurt when you run up on people with bladed weapons.
And the horrible thing is, I haven't read much of the story, but I saw something on Reddit that this dude might even still go to jail for this.
I saw articles saying at the time he wasn't charged anything, which I don't think he should be charged of anything.
He shouldn't,
like, at all.
I swear to God, if the family sues him,
it's self-defense.
If the family sues him and win, I would have lost faith in humanity.
Oh, if I ran a prank channel, I'd hope my family disowned me. I really would.
If I ran a prank channel, I'd fucking kill myself. Actually, no, because I'm smart enough not to fucking run one in the first place. Because they're the most dog shit, bullshit things from the early 2000s to the late, to just before 2010, where they were actually funny. Or,
Rohan,
reasonable.
You wouldn't kill yourself. Someone else would kill you due to your stupid decision.
New prank. I jump off a building.
Prank gone wrong. SpongeBob's tentacles enter my anus.
Gone sexual. Fuck
Dude,
me, I hate it.
I think. That has J Station written all over it.
Another person like that is that Lance fucker.
Oh, fuck!
You know that Lance fucker who looks like
don't.
Who looks like his parents are siblings.
No, Jesus. Yeah,
that dude exactly can fuck off. He was on Vine and now he's moved to YouTube. There's
only a small group of people that I used to really dislike on YouTube, which I've gained some respect for, and people like Logan Paul. There's the only, to my knowledge, the only guy I actually have some respect for who did do similar content to prank channels and all that sort of shit, and now he's just essentially a whole different person. You know.
Frankly, I don't really care for the creators or community on YouTube. If I'm going to be honest. It's just it's a cesspool, if anything.
Oh, YouTube is a cesspool.
Most
creators. I really want to see.
Go on.
You go first. No, you go first.
You. No, I insist.
Okay. I cannot wait for the day that Susan Wojcicki gets fucking replaced by hopefully a competent fucking person.
Bringing it back to politics, she won't, because money.
I looked up the other day. When will Susan Wojcicki quit YouTube?
No,
in hope that she said she'd quit at some point. Which, to no avail, there's nothing saying she would, but, you know. YouTube manipulates the fucking trending tab or recommended. They just do everything so they can put the golden retriever channels of fucking YouTube on, their fucking pedestals and hold them up high while having YouTube's hand fisted up. I hate the
whole YouTube idea so much that it just talking about it just fucking bores me. It's so obviously they have an agenda, and it pisses me off that some people do not see that they have an agenda. They obviously want to promote the stuff that attracts the most views, the stuff that attracts the most advertisers, because they need to make money. It's all about money in the end. Shut the fuck up. Stop complaining. Nothing is going to change. That's, it's so blindingly obvious that nothing is going to change with YouTube in any, unless it's changing for the people who get the most views and the most money and the most, advertiser-friendly stuff. It's only going to change for them, and when it does change, it'll get better for them and worse for everyone else. Because that's how corporations and businesses like YouTube work. They want to promote things that make them the most money, because that's just how any corporation works. They promote things that make them the most money so they can get richer. There is nothing that is going to change for anybody to the benefit of anybody. Just to the benefit of those who get the most views.
I think I don't know if you knew this. You probably didn't, but a few months ago, they've actually changed it from the 10-minute mark went down to 8 minutes. So 10-minute isn't 10 minute 1 second.
Because
is no longer a cap.
The videos that get the most views, on average, will have that time limit.
Yeah, I remember, back before the fucking adpocalypse, when you could have any amount of minutes, get any amount of views and make money, which was far better. But then some YouTubers did an oopsie daisy, PewDiePie. They did an oopsie daisy and said naughty words, which I won't be repeating because it would lead to my inevitable downfall from my very, very low pedestal.
But I mean,
I might graze a knee, but
to keep going on about it, PewDiePie. Let's be honest, PewDiePie, the most subscribed. What is it creator, single creator on the platform, or even he gets 4 or 5 million views per video or something like that, 2 to 5 million views per episode.
He has 109 subs. The latest video he had is at 787K.
Yeah, so I mean, on average, you'll get about 4 million views per video.
Yeah. A video he put
but I mean, some videos will have more, some videos will have less. It's statistics, it's average, but on average, about 3 point something million views per video, right? And he gets a shit ton of money from it as well. No doubt. He has sponsorships, he has views from YouTube. Exactly.
Yeah,
he gets shit tons of money from it.
Pretty fair.
But I bet he still gets less money than those with 100 million less subscribers than him. So people who are on 9 million or 7 million subscribers who just by pure YouTube algorithm sorting have been put up higher on the list because of the title of the video, or the content of the video, or the general demographic of YouTube, which is insane.
Yeah.
This dude is one of the most successful people to come out of YouTube, and he probably earns less money from YouTube than people who have 100 million less people that subscribers than him. 100 million. That is an insane number. That is ridiculous.
I don't know what the calculation is, but I think PewDiePie's channel is actually considered like a dead channel, because I think it's something like, if you're not getting like 10% of like 10% of your subs to view your stuff, I think it's something like you're considered a dead channel. And well, looking at it, I don't think he gets 10%.
Well, no, 10% of
maybe
what, 107 million is 10.7 million. So he'd need to get 10.7
yeah,
million
that's what I'm on about. So I don't know
if that is
that's
correct. He needs to get 10.7
like,
million views per video.
So I think his channel's obviously not actually dead, but like, if we're going off statistics here and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure his channel is considered a dead channel.
PewDiePie's a hard example to think of, because not to downsize him or anything, he's done an insane job of someone of his, like, of the stuff that he's done before, some of the controversies he's had. He's done an insane job, right? I'm not saying this to besmirch him, to make him look bad, but obviously his sub count is inflated from the PewDiePie v T-Series thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, people have created multiple accounts to subscribe him, or just had created an account for their family to subscribe to him, but the family obviously don't watch YouTube. But I don't want to besmirch his success or his achievements, because he has achieved a lot. I think every year he's done a charity live stream. He's done a few for St. Jude's Hospital, which is good. He's raised millions of dollars for those charities, which is an insane job. He's done good work with his fame, quote unquote fame. He's done very good work with it, and I mean, he's genuinely, he seems like a good guy.
To be fair,
he seems like a genuine good friend. To people
I like
who are
to think he is.
He obviously puts on some sort of act, or to an extent, on his videos. But yeah,
I think a lot of people do that.
He seems genuinely like
I'd like
a
to think
guy.
I don't, but like, I think that whole like little smaller groups like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and that lot, they all just seem like just nice people and shit, and they just want to give back. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've watched
that
quite
guy,
a bit of him. Yeah, he
seems on
seems
the podcast.
like a good guy. Like, he would go over what is needed for his friends.
Yeah, Jack, this is an invitation to come onto the podcast. Add PewDiePie and Markiplier if you want to come on, or any other big names.
YouTube channel. Oh dear.
Oh yeah. To be fair, like, if we did get anyone actually fucking big, like at any point, which, you know, I'm gonna predict this podcast will last 10 episodes.
6 or 7.
How many were now? 7?
Nah, man, I'm down to do this for ages.
7,
I don't care. Even when I'm at university, I'll happily do this shit.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and it's fun to talk about stuff, you know. Some stuff that I wouldn't talk
fun
to with anyone else on a regular basis.
To be fair, I think out of all the people I know,
7 years
met
ago,
each other, like, we'll go a little story of how we met.
6 to 7 years ago.
7. Like, I wouldn't even say 7.
Was it like year 6? Year 6.
Wait, hold on. So 2011, 2012.
Year 5. Yeah, because you joined our primary school in year 6, didn't you?
But then that was.
So it must have been year 5 when we met. Yeah, year 5.
Yeah,
which is
I
like
met you
what?
Through
How old are you in year 5? Like 10?
Yeah.
10, 11? So 8 years.
Yeah,
8 years we've known each
10,
other.
11,
Almost 9.
10, yeah. You
No,
were
we
like
fucking
the
didn't.
only person. We didn't even go to the same secondary school, which is like high school. Like, to be fair, we got on the same bus and shit. But like after primary school, we didn't go to the same school. Like we just stayed in contact through
And
gaming
just
and
generally
being
being
just so
good
happened being on the
friends.
same bus. Yeah, like I think you're like, one of the few people.
Well,
I'm like,
that's just me, isn't it?
good, really good friend.
It's just I'm a very adaptable person when it comes to
Yeah,
certain
you are
things
a good
because
friend.
I've been told that before by other people as well.
Here's a Here's a bit of fun trivia. One time I stayed at Rohan's and he kicked me in the face.
You bring that up like every time we speak to each other. It happened like 5
Yeah, I
years
know,
ago,
it's
for fuck's
fucking
sakes.
brilliant. Like, yeah, but just completely out of context. It's fucking
Let's
fucking
keep it
brilliant.
out of context. It wasn't a sex thing. It wasn't a sex thing, don't worry.
Yeah, yeah, it was not a sex thing. Fucking silence.
Fuck's sakes. Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay,
Right,
yeah,
move
no,
on
so
to some
he
other
just kicked
news.
me
The
in the
new
face. End of
the new
story. There we
season
go.
of Destiny 2 has started
No-
today. Season of the Chosen, or
Oh,
yesterday, whatever.
wait, is it today?
I don't care.
No,
I
it's
just want to
yesterday.
talk about something.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah. Okay, I've seen plenty of big people who were doing Destiny and now aren't that big of a fan. That big of a fan. Gafalion was one of them. He tweeted out yesterday that, yeah, I'm gonna carry on playing Valheim.
I mean,
and people got salty about that.
it's
They were just like, you just lost a
he
follower.
doesn't care.
Like,
He's successful. He does whatever
Like,
the
that
fuck
guy
he
is
wants, and he's
fucking-
still successful with it. It's okay.
I think the only people that will really make an impact, like really make Bungie realize, oh fuck, if like, you know, if the Destiny community is really going downhill like it is right now, is either Glad or Datto stops playing Destiny completely. The only two people. Glad because he is, out of all the Twitch streamers I've ever seen, Glad is like among one of the biggest. Like he was a Destiny streamer and got like first like the amount of subs on the total of Twitch, and I saw like nearly zero people talk about it because it's always Pokimane, XQC, and all like that the big mainstream group of streamers. Not one thing on Glad did I fucking see like outside of the Destiny community. So, like, if Glad stopped playing Destiny and Datto, now for those of you who don't know who Datto is, he essentially makes a guide on every.
Not only that, he
fucking
also
thing
does talk
that
about
Destiny's
things that
ever
are happening. So if you want to build an opinion upon Destiny and certain things upon Destiny, if you want to maybe know more about it, Datto is the person to watch. On terms of that, he talks.
Yeah,
Which
he's
is
very
what you
he's
need,
very
actually.
critical
If
on
I
the
was a
game.
game developer, I would want someone who's very critical. Because
Yeah,
then it helps. It helps improve.
You say that.
But yeah, they don't listen.
You know,
But
Bungie
if
devs
you
just
were a
don't
good
fucking
developer,
listen.
I'm not saying if you're a good developer, you would listen to the critical people and be like, okay, maybe we do need to fix a couple. Like CD Projekt Red, they've fuck me if they listen to the critical shit because all they get is critical shit. No Man's Sky, CD Projekt Red, all they do, they listen to the player response and player wants and needs and all that, and they'll do it to an extent. They won't do it fully because certain things obviously need to be patched and balanced and all that shit. So they won't do it fully. They'll do it to an extent, a fair extent, I should say. But again, that's better than not having it at all. But then you look at companies like Bungie or like Activision, EA. They listen. They look at the fans' replies and go, "No, we are not doing that. We're already working on next year's FIFA or next year's whatever season or next year's Assassin's Creed or next year's what or whatever." And they'll be they won't care about response for their previous games, and they won't even try to fix it, despite the fact that the developers want to try and fix it, but the higher ups are like, no, work on the next one, please. We need more money.
Unless you're a solo developer, it's
You
just
say
like,
that,
let's just
right?
not listen.
But the
to
developer of
community.
Stardew
Bye-bye.
Valley is one of the best developers I have ever seen. He's a solo developer, and he is insane. The amount of updates and fixes he does to make that game better for the community is absolutely amazing. Every developer should try and aspire to be like Stardew Valley's developer. He is truly a good person. Like, all the shit he
Yeah.
does for that community to try it just to make the game better is insane. Like, personally, I couldn't get into it personally. Tried to put a few hours into it on my Switch and on my PC. Personally, couldn't get into it, but I respect the developer. That developer is truly someone who has my respect, and he deserves every ounce of just everything that he gets in life. All the people who buy the game and everything, he deserves it because he works fucking hard for the community, and he deserves it. Like, I mean, it can be said the same with Mojang and the developers of Terraria. They do work really hard for the community. And that's what I am. That is what I truly, truly respect in a game developer. People who listen to their community and work on it. Because if you don't do that, you're not a good developer. You're just someone out there trying to make money. And that's the issue with all these big AAA companies like EA, Bethesda, Ubisoft. They don't do it for the people, they do it for themselves. They release a game every year. Well, not Bethesda don't release a game every year. You'll be lucky to get a Bethesda game every fucking 10 years, let's be honest.
Yeah, like if we're excluding remasters.
Right, so they've got the original launched in 2011. 11, right?
Oh, God.
And then I think the special edition launched in 2016. The Switch version launched in 2017. And then they did a bunch of other fucking versions, like weird versions that were released since then. But I mean, what was the last game Bethesda released? Fallout 76. How good was that on launch? Let's be honest. How good was that on launch?
We don't talk about that.
And the fact that with the collector's edition, people were getting sick because of the power armor helmet they got had like fucking asbestos in it. Like,
I fucking heard. I remember that one. That was a fucking
3 years ago.
How long ago did that game come out? 2 fucking years ago.
I think it was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I can't remember. But it's
no.
Well, it might have been 3 because technically it is 2021, so it might have come out in 2018.
76.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
2018.
Admittedly, they have improved it to an extent.
Whoa.
With the Wastelanders DLC, which some people got for free, they have improved it. They've added NPCs, they've added all sorts of things to it to make it better. Still not a good game, but they have made it better.
At some point on stream, do you want to go through like all the shitty games that they come out that you either didn't play because they were just bad? So
you just want to play all the shitty multiplayer games that have come out in the past like 10 years.
Yeah. I do want to play Fallout 76 to experience how.
I mean, I did pre-order it. I pre-ordered it, and then I played 2 of the beta sessions that they gave out to the pre-orders, and I cancelled my pre-order. Because, 1, I would have had a much better time in those beta pre-order sessions if they made it fucking localized instead of making EU players play at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning. Like, what? What is that beta timing? Okay, if you're in North America, yeah, you can play at regular times, anywhere from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. you can play. But if you're in the EU, that's going to be difficult because you can only play 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's your time limit. Have fun. Like, it's insane. Like, why?
Yeah. I think there are some games which have great potential. I think right now, if we want to move away from shitty games, Fallout Fall Guys has potential, but it fell off hard. It hit the fucking it hit the ground, went running, tripped over a rock, fell off the cliff, hit every fucking cliff edge, like with
and then there was a layer of cacti at the bottom,
peeking out all the way fucking down. Yeah, which is unfortunate because it is a fun game. What they need to do, custom maps. The amount of games that have survived for so long, just because of custom maps, is fucking nuts. Look at Gary's mod. Everyone still fucking loves Gary's mod. I've never played it. I've seen people love it. Why? Because it's customizable as fuck. I think like a lot of the older survival games
sequel to Gary's
for some
mod
reason they have a great following.
With obviously an updated engine, because the original Gary's mod is running on fucking CS Source, Counter-Strike Source engine, which is old as fuck.
Yeah.
And Gary's Mod 2 will be the first game that Steam has produced and released in a very long time. If you discount Half-Life Alyx, because Half-Life Alyx is a VR game and not everyone plays that, obviously. But
yeah, I think everyone's.
I saw a lot of good things about it.
A little bit annoyed.
Lots of people were very happy with it. Obviously, the issue is that it's VR only. You can only play it if you have a VR headset, and the majority of people on Steam do not have a VR headset because they are over fucking priced to shit. Unless of course you want to sell yourself to Facebook and buy an Oculus Rift. But, I mean, who the fuck would want to do that? Anyway, you were talking about Overwatch 2. What, you mean the fact that people were getting very excited that it might come out this year, and then Blizzard were like, oh yeah, it's definitely not coming out this year. Yeah.
Wait,
same with Diablo 4.
Excited for it coming
people
out
were like,
this year.
people were like, oh, Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are definitely going to come out this year. And Blizzard, like, earlier in the month were like, yeah, I don't expect Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 this year. And you're like, what? Why? Overwatch 2's trailer came out 2 years ago.
Overwatch?
2 years.
Thing is with Overwatch right now, I know you seem to be a big fan. What do you mean the whole new system, right? I don't like it. Not the whole new system. It's like the system that's been out for fucking years, but how they decide like who like you have like
or DPS
play is either tank, healer, or fucking DPS. I liked it when it was just on screen and you could just pick.
Well,
and there was like about 5.
It's always been
like support,
like
healer.
that.
Like I like that.
Before obviously there was 4 categories. There was attack, defense, tank, and support. And healer/support. But that made no sense to have that because people would be playing defense heroes in attack. Because if you think about it, Hanzo was in the defense category. That makes no sense and stuff like that. Symmetra was in the support category.
Make very much sense.
When every other support was a healer. And they said Symmetra was in the support category because of her turrets. However, Torbjorn, who also has a turret, was in the defense and not support. So it's good that they changed it to just tank, DPS, heals, because it makes a lot more sense. The issue I had with Overwatch, right, at the time, When it came out, the 2-2-2 system, so 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 healers. At the time, I had a huge issue with it because I missed how the old like competitive used to be, where you could have like say 6 DPS or 6 tank or whatever. But now I see that is a fucking godsend, because if you go into open queue, where you can pick however, you just get 6 DPS and it's not fucking fun because you always lose because your team just wants to play fucking DPS. Fuck me, was 2-2-2 a godsend. Oh my god, that game is amazing now because of it.
I want to get back into Overwatch.
Trust me, no, you don't.
It's just such a fucking. It's like wading.
No, I mean it is fun.
Shit.
It's a fun game. The only issue is with it is to get into it, you need to play a bit of it, if you get what I mean. Like, the only reason I got back into it on PC is because I played it every night with someone. And then I got good with the PC controls, so now I enjoy it because I'm semi-decent. Whereas as getting into it, like starting to play it on PC for the first time, I fucking hated it because I was useless with a keyboard and mouse.
I don't think I was too bad since I had it and then just didn't play it for a while. But I think because I played games that were FPS games which were just way faster, I didn't have that big of an issue adapting. Even though I was fairly new to PC, I played far faster FPS games. I play on like a stupidly fucking high DPI sometimes.
But I mean, playing Overwatch has definitely helped me with my other FPS games on PC. Like, I've become 10 times better because of just constantly playing Overwatch. I've become, my reaction times are better, my general just like use of the mouse and keyboard are better, my knowledge of the mouse and keyboard is better. Just everything about me playing games on PC now is better because of Overwatch. And I mean, I enjoy playing it as well. Because they've introduced a new thing, right, called the Priority Pass. So when you want to play a game of role queue, so 2-2-2, you can either play tank, support, DPS, or you can play flex. So flex just launches you into a game and you'll get either one of those. And if you win a flex game, right, you get like 7 priority passes. Okay. But if you lose, you still get 1 priority pass. And the priority pass allows you to get into a game faster if the wait time for a role is over 5 minutes. Say if you want to play as DPS, but the wait time is 7 minutes, you can use your priority pass to get into a game in less than 5 minutes. It works with tank and support as well. It's a very, very good thing that they've added in. But the issue is, if people love playing DPS, because DPS is obviously the most played category, everyone has a priority pass for it.
To be fair, when Overwatch 2 happens, I really do hope that they bring in like a whole new influx of players. And I obviously will.
Well,
like,
there will be
long last.
There won't be a huge influx. There'll be a huge influx to begin with. Within the like the first 2 weeks, there'll be a huge amount of people. But after that, it'll drop off. But then there will still be people who have stuck around. Like the player base will be bigger than the Overwatch 1 player base.
Yeah.
And those people will stick around, be there for longer, and all sorts.
Yeah.
But I mean, the reason why people thought Overwatch 2 was going to come out this year was because they haven't released a new hero in months. Usually they would release like 2 to 3 heroes a year. Last year they only released 2 heroes. So people were like, okay, it's coming soon because they're not wanting to release any heroes now. So we're just gonna... They're working on it and it's going to come out in 2021. There's no new heroes. The first new hero will be in Overwatch 2. And that'll be that. And then Blizzard said it's not coming in 2021, so people are now a bit pissed off because there's going to be probably no new heroes. There's been no leaks or anything. Usually there's like leaks a couple months before a new hero comes out. There's been none of those as of yet, and they're just going on pumping out new like events. Like then currently now it's the Chinese New Year event, and they're just going to keep doing it. Summer games, whatever. But there's still no new leaks of a new hero. So I mean, it could come out this year, but it could not. We don't know. And that's the big thing.
Yeah. What's it? Are there any games that are like big right
Frankly,
now?
I can't either.
I can't think of anything right now. No, okay, it's like just like a alternate reality, a game that I really would like to see, which I know we'll never get it, or at least we'll never get it right now, would be
we're gonna get it.
Titanfall 3.
It's been data mined.
I just
there was a small data mined later last year about them doing Respawn doing a new game similar to Titanfall, and allegedly it's Titanfall 3.
Oh, good.
Mate, the Titanfall 2 story is one of the best fucking stories in the game I've ever played.
I've never been. There are so few games I get.
The Titanfall
really
2 story made me
in
cry.
The Yakuza games. I was invested in the Arkham games.
It was fucking beautiful. I loved it. It was so
very
well done.
I have to admit.
And I hope they have a really good story for Titanfall 3 for when that comes out eventually.
Like it'll probably be like what was the
B2.
What was like the fucking Titan's name? I can't remember.
No, I remember it. I remember it because he made me cry.
Yeah, B2. I hope it opens. Yeah. Fuck. Hopefully you go on like a journey trying to recover him, because he's alive, because at the very end, you have like a little voice message, like a fucking Marvel like end credit cutscene. It's like, wait, wait, what was it? Wake up, something.
Yeah.
Or like I'm alive. It would be something like that. Also, have we talked about the I know we talk about Star Wars quite a lot, but have we talked about the new shows that are coming?
Yeah, that might be a topic to talk about next week.
Ahsoka, because
there's a lot to talk about with them.
Yeah.
So we don't want this podcast being 4 hours long.
Episode. Oh, yeah,
exactly.
I don't need to be waiting 16 hours for it to fucking
In fact,
I really don't.
In fact, I think we've reached a good point to end it tonight. So I want...
Really?
No. Anyway, we'd like to thank you, whoever you are, for watching today's podcast. I have been... You specifically, you have been a very good person. I hope everything in life that is good happens to you. Anyway, I have been Rohan. This has been Oshin. If you want more of Oshin, head over to twitch.tv/verdict or youtube.com/blueberriestla. And if you want to hear more from me, stick around for this podcast every week on a Friday. You'll hear more. You'll get a new episode. We have collective merch on designedbyhumans.com. There'll be a link in the description. Thank you for watching and have a good day.